It's funny how we always feel, you can even pretend you didn't see it, that it was an exaggeration, that it was no big deal, but deep down, we know. At the beginning of any relationship, be it romantic, friendship, work or even family, there is always that first warning sign, and you saw. Of course USAW. It was that cheeky comment disguised as a joke. It was that cute jealousy that made you feel uncomfortable. It was that "I didn't like that" friend of yours said in a soft voice, but it sounded like a threat, and you even thought, that's strange, right? But instead of listening to the nuisance, you ignored it, because he seemed so caring, so involved, so different from the others. You thought you were exaggerating, that he could not problematize everything, and that's how it is at the beginning of every relationship. A bit of adaptation, some differences, some adjustments, but let me tell you something, with all the love, and a little anger too, ignoring the early signs is one of the worst decisions you can make, and we're not talking nonsense here, we are talking about toxic relationship, of emotional manipulation, of control disguised as care, of excessive jealousy that leaves you insecure, guilty, alone. It all starts little by little, with small actions, small sentences, small annoyances that you swallow so as not to create a bad atmosphere. This is how the abusive behavior. In the silence of your intuition, you know what's worse. He knows exactly what he's doing. Whoever manipulates calmly. With calculation, he slowly tests his limits. You'll see how far you tolerate, how far you give in, and when he realizes that you didn't react to the first sign, he goes for the second one, then the third, and before you know it, you'll be in the middle of a cycle of emotional abuse disguised as an intense relationship, and then the game changes. You, who just wanted to love and be loved, start to question yourself. Am I too sensitive? Am I exaggerating? Am I the problem? No, it's not you. It's him. And it was from the beginning. But guilt is a sneaky poison. It creeps in when you are silent, when you rationalize what hurts you, and when you realize it, you're already trying to justify the unjustifiable. He just has a difficult manner. He has suffered a lot, that's why he is like this. He just wants to protect me. He just cares too much. But since when does protection come with control? Since when does love make you feel small? Since when does affection come with fear? You noticed all of this, maybe you're still realizing it, but the real question is not why is he like this? It is, why are you still trying to ignore what's already screaming inside you? Because, yes, you knew. We always know intuition doesn't shout, it whispers. But when we ignore it, it gets tiring, and when you stop listening to yourself, it starts speaking for you. And do you know what he's going to say? You're crazy. You're exaggerating. You're seeing things where there aren't any. And you believe. So before you continue down this path, take a pause. Go back to the beginning. Remember the first sign, that uncomfortable feeling, that strange phrase, that look that didn't quite match. Do you remember? So answer me, how many more signs will you have to ignore until you realize it was never love? It was just control disguised as affection. Do you know why it is a bad idea to ignore the first signs? Because they never come alone. The first one is just the test. Do you accept? He understands. Hey, here I can go a little further. And there he goes, slowly, as if you didn't care, and when you realize it, it's no longer just a sign. It's a pattern, that "I didn't like that outfit of yours" turns into "I won't go out with that anymore." I think it's weird that you have so many male friends becomes "delete that contact now." I miss you, let me know when you get there becomes "send me your location in real time," and you give in.to avoid a fight.to keep the peace.to show that you have nothing to hide. But do you know what the real thing is? You never had to prove anything, much less justify its existence. The problem is that we grow up thinking that loving means enduring, that being understanding means accepting others as they are, even when it hurts you, that relationships are difficult, that no one is perfect, that we have to give in. But let me be very clear, love that takes away your shine is not love. It is control, and control doesn't improve. It only gets worse. You know what he does after he shuts you up? It isolates you. She starts to pick fights with her friends. Makes you feel uncomfortable around your own family. Create a world where only he matters, and where you only matter if you revolve around him. Have you ever found yourself thinking twice before posting a photo, before accepting an invitation, before telling anything about your day? This is not love. This is fear, and fear is a sign you should never ignore. But then you start to doubt yourself. He wonders if he's exaggerating, if maybe he's right, because he's great with others. Polite, friendly, everyone loves him. So the problem must be you. Right, wrong. The problem is that he's abusive to you, and charming to the rest of the world, because that's how he makes sure no one will believe you when you decide to scream. If you still have the strength to scream, why this video exists. To remind you that you're not crazy, or over the top, or difficult to deal with. You are just living what many people live, and remain silent. You are trying to maintain something that only exists if you silence your truth. And now, tell me, how many times have you been through this? How many times have you heard you got it wrong after an attack? How many times have you held back your tears so you wouldn't have to explain something you don't even understand anymore? Comment here. In truth, your comment could be the strength someone needed to wake up to, or maybe it's the vent you've needed to get off your chest for a while. He speaks. Account, free yourself. We are here to listen, not to judge, because, deep down, everyone has already ignored a signal that screamed before the damage happened. The difference is that now you can choose to ignore anymore. There comes a time when silence screams louder than any discussion. You don't fight anymore. You don't argue, you don't ask questions, you just accept it. But, inside everything falls apart. Your inner voice, which previously warned you of the first signs, now begs for a minimum reaction. But you got so used to giving in, so used to adapting, so used to giving up, that you don't even remember what it was like before him, before fear, before you apologize for things you didn't even do. You don't live. You survive a walking on eggshells, interpreting expressions, trying to guess his mood before he even opens his mouth. And the cruelest part, it's when you try to leave, and he changes, become the guy from the beginning, attentive, affectionate, engaging. He looks you in the eyes with that rehearsed expression and says it will get better. Who loves you? Who doesn't want to lose you? Then fear gives way to doubt, and doubt pushes you back into prison. But what if, this time, you don't come back? What if, for the first time in a long time, you put your pain first? What if the love you're looking for starts with you? When you finally understand that what holds you back is not love, but attachment, fear and manipulation, something inside you breaks, and it is in this rupture that freedom begins. It's not easy. It hurts. It scares. It leaves a huge void. But soon after, relief comes. The air is slowly returning. The feeling comes that you, finally, came back to himself. You start to remember what you liked, what you wanted, what you dreamed of before giving up everything to keep someone who only knew how to undo you. And there, my friend, you are never the same again. You start to position yourself, saying no, looking askance at attitudes that you previously accepted in silence, protecting your peace with the same intensity that you previously tried to protect the relationship, and in the process, you find a version of yourself that was buried, but never dead. She was just waiting for you to say, he arrives. Now tell me honestly, do you want to keep ignoring signs and living half-heartedly? Or do you want, once and for all, to place yourself entirely at the center of your own life? If this video made your heart clench, it's because it was for you, maybe. It's the conversation no one had with you, or the confirmation you needed to hear to make a decision. And look, you're not alone. There are a lot of people here in the comments going through the same thing. People who kept quiet for years, people who woke up after a video like this, people who will listen to you, without judgment, without pressure. So, if you want, comment, event, say everything that's stuck in your throat. This space is yours. And if this content touched you, subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about everything the world insists on hiding. No fear, no filter, with truth, because what you ignore today, tomorrow may destroy you. But what do you face today? Yes, it can set you free.